up, guys? I'm Bean from Bean of Games here, and I'm here with Mr.
Connor.
All right, this is our very first episode of our podcast, and
It's called Bald Spots.
Bald Spots.
I'll let you wonder why. Jason's
Jason's
here.
here, being our wonderful cameraman, and we just want to talk about the meta trends. Like Suda just dropped and stuff, and we have a YCS coming up in sets, so just give a weekly update of how we think the game's going and stuff, and go from there.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things happening.
So,
good set, meta-defining set.
Good meta-defining set for sure. There's people preyed on the downfall of this set.
I know. I mean, the value, they messed up some rarities in my opinion, but
it happens. I mean,
it happens.
It's they have a lot going on at Konami too, but you just got to be understanding about those.
Yeah, still good secrets in there.
Oh yeah,
it's just not half. It's like three. It's like three. It's good.
It's good.
Oh yep. White Forest one's good.
We had White Forest. So let's talk about some card highlights here. In Suda, right? So first one is the Mitsurugi stuff.
Reptiles.
Yes. First of
Ritual
all,
reptiles.
Yeah.
Not what I was expecting.
I was not expecting it. First of all, TCG exclusive. Thank God that we finally
got. Shout out Billy Bray.
Thank you, Billy. It's about time we got a decent TCG exclusive.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been what we got? We got Mimigul, which is okay. It's okay. I almost lost to it today.
You did. You almost lost to the horse cards.
Yeah.
Say what happened.
And before that was Ash, and we were this is tough. But what are your thoughts on this, Connor? What do you think about this?
I think the Mitsurugi stuff is very, very good. I think King of the Pharaoh Limps now being once per turn is very good. And that deck with the Yugioh cards and Eclipse bringing back King of the Pharaoh Limps in simplified game states, it's just insane. You can play with the Deer Servant. I think the deck's very good and has longevity. It has more support.
I agree. I mean, just a ritual monster that, first of all, it's a board wipe and an Omni negate. A balanced.
It's
Omni
a weird Omni
negate.
negate.
It's balanced. It's
it doesn't negate activations, right?
No, it just negates effects.
Okay.
So that's good because a lot of cards Bonfire is you can only activate one Bonfire. So I mean.
And everything flows together. Once it's there, it's staying.
Yeah.
Even everything brings everything back. It has protection. It has everything you could want in an archetype.
Yeah, 100%. It goes. Now, my only problem, and I've been playing this deck, is it's very 2-card combo oriented. If you don't hard open ritual or ritual spell,
sometimes you're just playing pure Yugioh with less non-engine. But
yeah, so I think that's definitely a downside. And then Bestial's just hitting stuff in the grave.
Yeah.
That does hurt because you play you only. I think it's a 2-to-1 ratio most of the time in the deck.
One of the defense guy, two of the big guy.
Two of the big guy who's insane. But I mean, you resolve those cards.
The trap card. The trap card in just the Yugioh Mitsugiri version, so good.
It's dude.
I've seen some lists not even play Yugioh cards.
And if it just goes straight
Yep. A lot of lists only playing one sword and the starter cards too.
Yeah, I noticed that because it's very. So I understand that because. You need your normal summon to be the Mitsurugi level 4. And if you see ice in that, you're kind of choosing. But it makes a higher ceiling.
Higher ceiling, definitely. And being able to lead with X and have another backup engine that doesn't need the extra deck. Like the Fiendsmith version does, which we'll get into that with the YCS, but I think it's just a good thing. Leading with Aggregator's broken.
Yeah. I see great things for this deck, and I'm excited to see some of the future support. And, we'll just leave it at that with that deck. But next card highlight, we got the new Mulch Army Meows, right?
Something like that.
And this card, insane.
Definitely insane. Definitely longevity. Obviously, it's a Mulch Army card.
Yeah, I think this is an okay format for it. Because you have Malice running around.
Fiendsmith cards. You're always going to draw one against a Fiendsmith deck.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Hoban. I mean, Upstart was good back in the day. I don't see why it's not good now, I guess.
Yep. Definitely, maybe not main worthy, unless you're playing 60 cards maybe, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's arguments right now online. People are like, oh, main this card.
Might be better than Pirelli in this format.
I think it is. Corellia, it can still. I'll put it this way: any of the Charmies, they just put pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what this game really is boiling down to. It's like, just how much pressure can I put on you until your deck breaks, or you as a player is like.
Very grind heavy, definitely different than Snake Eye format. Definitely,
Snake Eye,
that's why I've been doing good. Shout out Columbus.
Shout
Shout out Dragon Shield Sleeves.
Shout out Dragon Shield Sleeves. But yeah, no. I mean, I do enjoy the format, and a lot better than the Snake Eyes format. I didn't mind Snake Eyes towards the end.
It got old. It got old. That was the problem.
It did get very
I liked
old.
the last version, definitely, like the Azamina stuff.
Yeah, that was actually cool.
Yeah.
It felt balanced.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I could take games.
Felt like a 9 hand trap, 3 board breakers and engine format,
Yeah.
which is great. Which is what this
I
is.
love grind games. That's why I like a lot of old formats.
Snake Eyes, to be honest with you, 'cause, I mean, I stayed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely a must pick up card from the set. Next card, Twins of the Eclipse.
Oh,
Insane.
Card of the year almost.
The plays you can play with this, the recursion.
It kills your
kills.
opponent randomly.
Yeah, just randomly being like, just go Dugaris. And like you
Mhm.
pointed that out today, just like Dugaris
Uh-huh.
doing it, and then having an attack twice.
Pew,
That
pew.
was
That's all you
insane.
need sometimes.
And
There is a time limit. You gotta remember in this format, it's very grindy, and sometimes early damage is important.
yeah, I agree. And we all know those people who slow play, unfortunately. And I mean, Connor might be one of them.
I'm not. I'm always playing at pace. Don't worry.
I think someone pointed out today, this card can be very win more. Like,
It can be, but in like the Mitsugiri and Pure strategy, you have enough room to play win more cards.
yeah,
Definitely. Maybe in the Fiendsmith version, you probably can only play one. The extra deck's very tight. But in the Mitsugiri and Pure, you have the room. You should play 2. There's no way. And in the Mitsugiri version, some lists play Nadir Servant.
yeah.
So you can just randomly top deck Nadir or thrust into Nadir and just win.
and then win.
Do you give up a Dweller for Twins in the
No.
Fiendsmith?
No,
That's the
I
only
think
one that's fine
Dweller.
to get rid of.
I think
Dweller.
Dweller's
We'll get
insane.
into Orlando.
Yeah, we'll
but
get
Dweller,
into Orlando, but
I have
Dweller's
some words
insane.
about that card.
now we have this wonderful card that came out. It's called a bow, right?
The Link
Yeah,
4
Link-
girl.
Link 4.
Link 4.
Like
Generic light dark girl.
Lightless Shadow.
the lightless shadow. But she's something.
It's definitely got longevity. It's probably got, other than the Moltres Army, probably the most longevity out of any of these cards.
I agree.
I don't think it's problematic enough to get banned, but it'll be around for a long time.
my problem. Here's my thing. Like, is Fiendsmith gonna get destroyed on the next list?
Yeah, but I think this, maybe not next list. It's going to be hindered probably next
Yeah.
list.
Oh yeah.
But
it
I
needs
think
to.
this card probably has a life out of Fiendsmith. Probably next
I
year,
think
another light or dark.
it requires a fiend though. That's my problem.
Does it
Yeah,
require a fiend?
I'm like
How do they
90.
make it in Malice then?
I think. I haven't looked into that much. I know like the Fiendsmith Malice is running around.
2+ monsters, including a
Fiend.
fiend monster.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how they're going into it. I do know you can play Yugioh.
Oh, you know what's a fiend?
Nightmare Griffin?
Nightmare Griffin's a fiend, and yeah, actually that's it. Because isn't
Or they could just make Phoenix.
yeah? I was gonna say Nightmare
Yeah,
Phoenix.
I
right?
saw Watkins, Shadow Watkins.
Yeah, shout out Watkins.
He had a Phoenix in his extra deck, and that's probably why.
Watkins, my dude, man. He's so nice.
Love that man. He's deaf in one ear though. Can't talk to him for
Yeah,
that
who
one.
knows if we'll hear this podcast?
Ah.
But yeah, no. Well, I'm excited to see this card like go the distance. That's for sure. But let's talk about our last card here from Suda. Is the Primate. That Primate card.
Yeah, they got they got a Synchro Monster that's not a Primate card. It's like Lifestream Dragon or something.
Yeah, and
Don't
then,
remember what.
It's the new common or whatever.
Yeah, it's a common. They got a counter trap, but they got the dragon. Let's just say the dragon, definitely the best Primate card,
Let's talk.
other than Lordly Loot.
Oh, Lord, that's such a good card. I mean,
Remember that card locks you if you summon up.
Yeah, but what a throwaway secret from, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everyone was throwing that away.
In the errata era,
Oh,
where
that
they
was
like said it was
insane.
every standby phase or
either
something.
player standby phase.
Mm-hmm.
They made that, and I was going insane.
And what is it? It's supposed to be just your standby.
Correct.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so like, Konami came out and they clarified that it's only your standby and not either player standby. So
Yeah, obviously this card probably not that important now, but with the Blue Eyes structure deck right around the corner,
it's gonna be great.
it's gonna be great. Remember Drill Beam? Drill Beam, not any not any normal monster. To reset it, you have to have a Primite card. It's important to know.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Definitely important to know. I guess there is a Fiendsmith variant of this deck running around with white dust on. I've seen on DB Grinder channel a little bit. Shout out that.
Shout out White Dust on.
White dust on.
But the problem with Fiends, it's just so splashable.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything can play it, which is awesome. You know, it reminds me of old times where it's like,
I think it's a pretty healthy. As long as there's easy outs to Caesar, I think it's pretty healthy.
I agree. Staring down a Caesar with like a whole bunch of like special summon stuff, you're like, this sucks.
But summoning next, pretty broken.
It is target Caesar. Unless they went uninterrupted and they're sitting on detonator Caesar cross. It didn't happen. They just never got to it.
I had at least one thing.
If the engine becomes affordable and everybody can play it, that becomes the best engine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on from our card highlights here. We're meta impacts. We're just gonna talk about it from Suda. Main one, Ryziel. You know, they just get Twin Eclipse. Yeah, it's way better.
Sticky detonators.
Sticky.
Book of Eclipse not as good.
Book of Eclipse isn't as good. Truth Worm isn't as good.
Yeah.
Talents isn't as good. Like the only true thing to out like a detonator is just like one card, and even then you're siding into it most of the time is Ultimate Slayer.
Or Metaltronus. And you play your own detonator.
I'm a big Metaltronus guy.
I'm a big Metaltronus guy.
You're gonna catch me.
Conversation. We found all those things you already play in the deck.
We'll get into Metaltronus with our tech cards for Orlando.
But definitely that's going to be a nice meta impact. The Mitsurugi stuff, clearly another meta impact, but usually Splash and Ryziel. But I think another one.
I saw Best Shield variant.
Did you?
Yeah, just Best Shields with Lubellion and Mitsugiri. Yep. Yeah. Not saying it's good. I don't know. I didn't look at it too much.
You go to rank 8, it's real easy.
But Chrystrons.
Ooh, forgot about that deck.
These guys.
Definitely caught in the crosshair with Fiendsmith coming around, so Shifters in Malice side deck.
Yeah.
And then you just Lancia them too, and you got at least 3 of those in your side deck now.
Oh, it's a staple on the side. I think if you go in any event whatsoever, you don't have a Lancia.
Yeah.
That's a silver bullet.
Yeah.
It's a silver bullet. Like you always have that one Malice player, which is awesome. Like I love the deck when it first came out, but I just didn't like losing to that silver bullet. Or
and
Niv.
Sanctum.
Oh.
Giving you another 4 copies when you play 1 Sanctum 3 Thrust.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I think that deck, it's getting great support down in the future, but right now I think I would not land on that deck going to any big event.
Yeah, unless you're playing the Fiendsmith variant and you feel comfortable with it.
If
you don't feel comfortable with another deck, obviously play your most comfortable deck. But
I'll put it this way: if they don't have Lancia and you are comfortable and you are nice on this deck and you know how to play every in and out way, land on that deck 100%.
Thrusting into a DDG just shuts down Fiendsmith sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can do it back to them, but Lancia is a good card.
Lancia is an amazing card, and once they get that new support, they'll be amazing.
But Crystron, definitely know what it does. I just watched the combo tutorial. It seems good. It's a little lackluster board if it's just the 1 card combo, in my opinion, but
it's very hand trapped. You can stop it.
Yeah.
It seems balanced, and right now you don't need something that's balanced.
It's one of those decks that I feel like it trades Snake Eye into hand traps. If I open 3 starters and you open 2 hand traps, your odds aren't well. But if the map's the other way around, obviously it's not looking well for me.
That's for sure. Any other meta impacts you can think of? Really?
Off the top of my head, no, but there probably is.
There probably is some secret sauce.
Oh, White Forest Azamina cards. They get that LZ card. They get the big fusion.
That's cope.
The deck's
cope.
definitely better now. Before Nats Alliance Insight, that deck is much scarier.
That's cope.
Nah. So it has a hard problem into the Ryziel Mitsurugi, as we've found out. It's just really hard to win that when you blow up the board every time. But the fact that you can set up an Omni Negate, Book of Eclipse whenever the heck you want, you can do an interruption with a Chaos Angel or an SP. That deck really can go off for no reason. But if you go second, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
one detonator solos your whole
Yeah.
career sometimes.
And sometimes it just souls a mouse board to a detonator.
Yeah,
Definitely go first.
detonator. Love that card. Make sure they don't make it with anything that's not two Raziels.
I know, I've tried that a couple times on
I
accident.
judge the locals. I see it a little bit too much.
I mean, at that point, how are they going to prove it didn't attach from graveyard?
No,
right?
whoa.
Period.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on to YCS Orlando.
Obviously, I'm not going. This man is.
I am excited to go to Orlando. I'm excited to maybe scrub out and just go to the beach all day. But if not, or Disney, I'll build a lightsaber. But
You're not built for the sun.
I'm not built for the sun. I mean, I got the bald spot. And
Bald spot's gonna be
it's got
sunburnt.
burnt and it's
Everything else
done.
is a couple new freckles.
Let's talk about meta contenders going into this. So I know we keep saying it, but
Yeah.
Ryziel, right?
Ryziel, any of the three variants seemed good, honestly.
Which one do you think's going to take the cake, though?
Honestly,
let's go like that. Like,
if I was going, I was maybe going, but I've just decided I'm not. I think a Dweller Turbo Peerless could take it.
I agree with that. I mean,
But honestly, smart players are just going to realize Dweller's insane, and going second, just side out cards that lose to Dweller.
so I agree. I think you should blind Dweller, and if you queue in the Malice, just have your, even then,
You have a detonator,
yeah.
so you're probably winning.
Yeah.
Oh, Blind Dweller and a Malice of the Plain Fiendsmith is still good.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think if you can make Dweller blind, I would. I think that's what I'm probably going to end up doing there.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much information.
Yeah,
on what I'm gonna
it's
do, but
fine.
I think Dweller is insane. It'll shut down the Mitsurugi stuff really easily, and you're just putting them on Ryziel cards.
Even if it's pure Ryziel, it can stop an aggregator negating your detonator that
Yeah.
they hand trapped you and kept you off twins.
Yeah.
So
But I'd stay smart at that point. I'd keep like an imperm in hand.
yeah,
Yeah. I guess I'd look at my hand. If I saw like X'd ritual spell, and
well they just
imperm.
chain the detonator and they blow up the Dweller.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah. Metaltronus it.
Metal. I could metal
Oh.
Trones it.
Ooh.
The problem is, so let's say if you're on the Mitsurugi stuff, right?
Uh
And you'll run into this, and they make it with the Night Sword Serpent,
huh. And it gains the 5.
and it gains the 5.
Oh, don't forget it has that. I
Yeah.
don't know what to tell you
And
guys.
it gains the 5.
Hope you played in tier format.
Yes, like I'm shifting during that format.
Jason's looking at me because he's old, and it was more relevant back in the day. But
Mermails.
Mermails,
Yeah, dude.
Mermails. That deck also got support, but we're not gonna
Right,
backtrack for that.
Yeah,
deck.
we're not.
I don't know what those
It's
cards
not
do.
enough to make it good. So.
Yeah. I pulled that new secret at Sneak. I was a little livid. I was like, no, it could have been anything else. But I'll digress there. But I agree. I think going Dweller, blind Dwellering. I think out of all three, the Fiendsmith's really good. I think a solid pure list that is concrete. Like
Concrete, yeah.
like, you have your bestials in there. You have your hand traps. You have your crossouts. Like, and then
Because
your
it doesn't lose to cards like people are taking like Bell,
right.
the new Molch Army. People are cutting the old like Pirellia,
Yeah.
and that's what Pure really lost to. And
I think a salt, and then like that side deck is just mint. I mean, like spearmint mint. And
or
I,
Mitsugiri or Fiendsmith. I could
just
I could see
good.
it all. I could see any winning, but
I think it's definitely gonna take.
if there's not Ryziel cards in the winning deck, I don't know what happened.
something happened.
Something happened.
Something happened.
Maybe it's that Bestial Mitsugiri deck that I put somebody on right now.
They're just throwing it all
and they
together.
won the event.
But I agree. Let me ask you this. We'll move on here. What are some solid tech cards that you should like for Orlando?
Bell's
Oh, that's insane.
Bell's that one card that fixes siding patterns right now. Hits
I
a
agree.
lot of overlap, but I think a lot of the tech cards have been the same, honestly.
Yeah, I think they're starting to like mirror. I think people are starting to figure out a little bit what this format's going to gear towards.
Do we leak the trap card? Because it's kind of already been leaked.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Dragon's Bind.
Dragons. What,
Oh,
what a floodgate, huh?
don't get caught without some spell trap removal.
Or Ultimate Slayer, that'll do it too.
Ultimate Slayer will do it. Unless they make the Star Leech guy and they full combo
It's a
duo drive.
That's another thing. It's just a lockout. Like, you're going first. Like, good luck trying to win, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. That card's not probably consistent enough.
it's not. I was
People,
playtesting
Feather Dustering?
Ooh, that's...
Feather Storming with
Feather Storming.
Castell. My buddy lost. He got 9th place at a regional because of that.
Oh, really?
Yep, Chase.
Chase, because he
Yeah.
got Feather Stormed?
I know it's been kind of hit or miss, but the Primite Razio versions could sneak in too.
Ooh.
Because that Harpy version
Yeah,
is really
that-
wild.
I don't know.
Did you? I know Bean saw the Harpy version. Did he send it to you?
Yeah, I
Is
saw.
it?
I saw
I
it when
saw
it
it.
happened.
I think that man went 6-2 at Vancouver.
Yeah,
That trap card just shuts things off.
Yeah.
it's a YCS. A lot more rounds of Swiss. I don't think it could happen.
That's
Day 2, everybody kind of knows if there's something crazy around,
Yeah.
and
And then they look it up.
then they look it up.
It's like
yeah.
the one guy at Nats. He was playing Ancient Gear, and people were like,
Yeah, I went
"Yeah."
on stream like round
Yeah.
4.
"Yeah, no, it was like round 8, I think."
Yeah, it was day 1, but
He was
I don't-
late in the rounds
Yep.
on that stream, and people are like, "We don't know what this does, and this is undefeated right now." And he just won on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure he won on
He
stream.
did.
Yeah.
I saw him.
So it's like, I know every player that watched that or was in that room said that they knew they were day 2ing,
Yep.
went home, read those cards, and said, "This is how I."
And he
stop
got
this."
packed up quick.
Yeah. So like, I mean, shout out for him for like seeing
Shout out
through.
to him. Did better than me at Nats. We don't talk about that though. Shout out Theosis.
Shout out Theosis. So let's talk about Metaltronus.
Metaltronus.
I think it has to be in your side going in Orlando.
Yeah. Playing White. I know the Malice hate playing White Binder as a target, and then White Binder is also going to hit the King of the Feral Imps because it's a 2300 dark, so you can also Metaltronus negate the Feral Imps, which isn't amazing, but it still has overlap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just getting rid of the detonator. You go
Detonator.
for detonator.
Tough.
Like,
Tough. Fiendsmith variants. I've seen some playing 1 detonator for room.
yeah.
Tough.
Ooh, that's another thing that might pop up in the room is like a pure like Fiendsmith list.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hand trap, like the cash tier Fiendsmith almost, but I know some have just cut the cash tier all together and played like 2 musket cards.
That might even squeak in a little bit. So that's it. But we're talking about tech options. Bell's really good. I never talked about Bell.
Bell.
Bestials, you need to have that.
Bestials. Yeah.
Ultimate Slayers.
Ultimate Slayers. A lot of thrust.
A lot
of
yeah,
thrust.
Thrust has to
It's
either.
my favorite card of the format right now. I think that card's broken.
You know what tech option? Like I'm really considering that right now, and it's because I'm just scared of what some people are gonna side into.
Mm-hmm.
Is freaking like at least a Duster. There's like
Yeah.
you know I don't want to queue into like Dynamorphia round 1, and then have absolutely
That's
nothing.
just the luck of the draw of a YCS. Those big events, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You can play anything round 1. You can play Phantom Knights.
Yeah,
Are you
I know.
prepared for that?
No.
Exactly.
No, I'm not. Well, maybe with some bells and like Bestials, but those Bestial cards, I don't know what they were thinking when they printed those. Body and Interruption.
It's been semi-fine since it came out and Mag went to 1, but
Even then, it's
even then,
I think a lot of light 4s and running around with it. Like that's
Chaos Angel.
that card.
You guys got to remember Chaos
Chaos
Angel
Angel.
exists. You guys have to remember Chaos Angel is a problem for Mitsugiri to out. A dark
Very.
and light Chaos Angel.
There's nothing they can do, and I'll spill that goo right now. Like there is nothing
It's like
they can do unless they have a spell or trap removal.
Snake Eye format where they just hope they hand trapped you until you didn't get there.
And even then, like people are staring down like a Lacrima and Fiendsmith, and they're waiting for a quip of a Requiem. And then as soon as like anything here, people are gonna be like, "No, I'm just gonna wait for the Requiem or something, right?" And then they're gonna be like, "Chaos Angel," and then you're just sitting there. If you're a Mitsurugi player, you're like, "Wow, this is really going to suck."
Yeah.
So that's definitely floodgate. That's why I think the Fiendsmith variant has over than Tsurugi there with that tech. I mean,
But Mitsugiri, I think it can go the miles. Like, they're not going to lose because they don't have a card in their extra deck. They're not going to lose. They can lose to variants. That deck can brick.
it can.
It definitely can. It's Ritual deck. Shout out Low.
Shout out Low.
Shout out Low.
Shout out Fluke
My
and the Pig.
ex-wife.
So what are you leaning on, then, Mitsurugi or Fiendsmith?
I'm leaning. If I was to go, I'm more comfortable with Fiendsmith cards, probably. But this man, he needed a deck. This format, Mitsukiri seems to be his thing.
Dude, I didn't mind the Fiendsmith stuff. It was just
D barrier against the Mitsugiri deck.
Yeah.
Thrust into D barrier is very good.
No, I agree. That's good, but I mean, there's two engines in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I have a D barrier going against the Mitsurugi, I'm calling XYZ. I'm going to put you on having those. You have to hard draw them at that point.
Yeah, but if they commit into a King of the Pharaoh Imps,
Well,
and then they use their resources towards that, and they throw it all towards ritual summoning, and they activate the ritual spell, and you just flip the D barrier then.
So here's the problem, right? So most of the time they're gonna lead X'd, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll lead X'd, send Eclipse or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Grab sword special summons adds ice. You go into King of Feral Imps,
Mm-hmm.
add the one reptile that searches for the ritual spell, and then you search the ritual spell or the quick play tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Add. Oh no! Wait, sorry, I'm missing a step there somewhere.
It's
All
fine.
right.
We get the point.
Yeah, I think you send. Yeah, I played 4 rounds today. I'm losing my mind here.
4 rounds.
But
12 rounds
I
of
agree.
YCS.
I guess if they do like commit a lot of resources
Mhm.
into that, it's very good. It also depends on what, because most of the time it's like it's a 2-card starter. It depends on what you want to lose to.
Yep.
You know, I feel like Ryziel can.
Depending on your hand, you definitely
I don't
don't only have D barrier in this format.
Exactly.
This is a 2 to 3 non-engine hand
Like,
type of format.
yeah, because if I have Detonator D barrier, I guess I'll just call the rituals.
Yeah,
and,
that's what's out in my field. I'm not scared of anything else.
But I do like how it just plays.
It does
It just
just
plays.
play, and it's a very hard deck to read sometimes. Where your opponent can just play like the 3 cards in their hand are ritual spells, and they just summon all Ryziels and you lose.
You know how many times I just had a bonfire and nothing else in hand today, and I activated bonfire and they just did not ash it, and then they did not stop my X because people are like, "Oh, like I'm not supposed to stop this." Like,
Yeah.
I agree, don't stop that, but it's just such a bluff. Like everything's such a bluff in that deck. Like,
That's why that regional I was doing well at, a lot of times I only had 1 starter, but my opponent just wanted hand trap me unless they had like 4 hand traps as well. But then I have everything in 4 hand traps.
I agree. I agree. If you have more than 2, and if they lead with ice, hit that ice. If you have something to stop if 2 things to stop the Dewdrey, like Ash Imperm, I'm hitting that ice.
If you have 3 hand traps and they normal summon ice, they have to have sword and the X in their hand because you're gonna hand trap the sword. They're gonna make duo drive, but in that situation, they probably just make detonator.
Yeah, I would too.
And but if they make duo drive and they activate duo drive and you hand trap that, they have to have X to do anything else.
Yeah, so I guess
They're locked because they use sword. I mean, Node's good.
Node's really good.
Shout out Node.
We'll see if he survives after that new Ryziel card comes out. But what? Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
That's the next podcast.
Yeah, that's next. But let's talk about this. This is like one of the final things we'll talk about. Who do you think's going to take it? Who do you think's going to take Orlando?
I think Justin Bean. He's
I'm
in the
flattered.
conversation.
I'm flattered. I've been testing a lot, but
Mixed feelings about this guy in the community, but Triff's been labbing.
Triff has been going off. Now he's been playing a lot of online tournaments, which you know are different, but you know
he won a YCS. Can't take that from him. He's got tops at YCS.
No, he's definitely
a good player.
won. He's definitely I'll give the devil
and
his
he's
dues.
playing in the hours.
Exactly.
I know Christian Urena's been playing a lot more online. He hasn't really been doing anything with Razio cards that I've seen.
I think his focuses are somewhere else.
Yeah. Pack playing a lot of Malice.
Pack has been playing a lot of Malice. The problem is like once you're a bigger name in the game,
People know what you're playing.
people know what you're playing, and they try.
And they'll start talking about it during the tournament.
Exactly. And like, that's when social media really pops off. Like back in the day, you couldn't do that.
Honestly, a lot of rising stars right now.
There is a lot of rising stars. Like I'm happy to see like
who's that Lucas guy, right? Lucas Centero or something? Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about.
He has actually been blowing up. Yeah, he started blowing up like towards the end of Snake Eyes. Like he's been around. He's funny. He's a funny guy too.
Yeah.
Like I love reading his comment sections on his YouTube. Like he's definitely a solid player all around. I think he got a couple top fours here.
He topped the last YCS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a solid player, and I like that his lines don't follow the mainstream lines. That's one thing I like about him.
Yeah, it'll get to the point in the mainstream lines where you would normally hand trap something, and he knows that, so then he can go wider.
Yeah.
Because he knows you don't have it at that point.
What about the GOAT? What about Cotton?
Jesse Cotton.
What about Cotton?
I know he's a lot more focused probably on Mestral because he has his invite for Worlds already because he won last 3 years.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did.
So I know he's been doing challenges like he played the remote YCS with no side deck. And he bubbled out.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean,
I played that man. I won't gloat, but he's very good. He's very good at the game.
He's very good.
Maybe I only had a chance because he bricked 2 games in a row, but
what's I'm trying to think of some other big names right now.
Big names that are popping off right now.
What about what's his face? O'Neal, right? Neal?
Cameron Neal?
Cameron Neal.
Cameron Neal. I don't know. I haven't seen him doing a whole lot since like the release of Impulse. He was playing Rescue Ace.
Yeah. Cameron Neal. I mean, Clifton,
the man.
Yeah, that man.
Leaked the Dragon Bind.
He did. I know. He had it for like 4 weeks, and then he did really good.
I've seen it other places, but
he did really good. I think he really showed how that card can shine. It's just I think it's inconsistent, that card, but
yeah,
those goo guys are really good though. Like a lot of those guys.
Yeah. I think this is anybody's YCS. A lot of people putting in a lot of hours.
I think so. Also.
The game's very healthy. A lot of big regionals, high attendance.
I think we named a lot. I mean, there's always LeBlanc.
Oh, it is in Florida, isn't it?
It is.
City Boys.
Yes, City Boys.
City Boys.
Those guys are. It's their home turf.
Hani.
Oh, I forgot about Hani. Hani could take it too.
Put in the hours. Shout out Todd.
Oh.
Shout out Todd.
Todd
still short.
Don't know what to tell you. Still short.
Todd's still short.
But we love our Todd, man.
I love that man.
But yeah, Hani could take it. I want to see a name up there I haven't seen in a while.
Yep.
Like someone who I'm like, oh, you still play?
Jeff Jones.
Yeah, I like it too. Jeff
out of
Jones.
Nowhere.
I love when I see Jeff Jones.
Get Billy Break off the commentator.
Yeah, can we
get him
Billy?
in there. Put some Fiendsmith cards in his hand.
Yeah, can we? All right. I know we talk about it all the time, but I felt like if Billy Break wanted to come back to this game and said, I want to.
It wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't be fair. That man's insane.
That man just. The way that man plays his cards, like
we don't need to glaze anybody on this podcast.
Yeah, all right. We don't mean to glaze anyone, but he's using some magic sleeves. I want to know what.
Whoa! Allegations.
No, there's no allegations. I'm just saying, like he found a secret pack of PC whites from like 2014, which I'm jealous of.
Yeah.
And he just sleeves it up, and it's magic every time cards touch that man's hand. But I'd love to see that man come back. But.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Anytime soon, at least.
Anytime soon.
But, all right. Well,
I can't really think of anybody else.
I can't think of anyone else.
I'd love for somebody to prove me wrong.
Me too. Maybe even a local hero.
Local hero. Gavin?
Gavin, dude, shout out Gavin.
Where's Gavin at, dude?
Top 8 last Columbus.
Top 8, third place.
Third place.
Third place.
Third place. Yep. Got the mat.
He's lucky about those Dragon Shield sleeves. Let me tell you something.
We were coming for him, huh?
Yep.
Oh.
Was 312 players for that?
It was 312. It's around there.
It
yeah.
capped, didn't it?
I
It capped
think
at
so,
312.
yeah. So,
Small room.
Small rooms. But, one last player. This dude, I'd love to see win this. Pittman.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think-
finally got his YCS top.
He did. That was like
more
his
than me.
first, but,
So
I mean, that dude's a solid player all the way around. I think he's on the brink of actually like.
yeah, I think if he gets in Top Cut, he's a scary player.
He is
just take
very
the
scary.
whole thing.
I mean, you give that man an inch, he'll take a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Like one misplay, he's capitalizing it, and he knows it. So, but all right, one last thing, we just want to point out a couple sets coming out here soon. February 12th. These are OTS release dates, so not.
Go to
official
your
launch.
local LGS. Support local businesses.
Yes, support local businesses. Go to your card shops. You know, Walmart, that's cool and stuff if you have to go there, but go to your actual OTS. You know, support the stores, grow the community, man. Like February 12th, Blue Eye Structure Deck, gonna be a game changer.
If you don't have staples in real life, it has a bunch of common staples like common imperms, common nibs.
Yep.
Coming new.
Common nib in that, really.
Mm-hmm, I believe so.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play my common nib.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know.
And then second one we want to like honorable mention so far is the new Maze set. We got that Tachyon card,
Tachyon.
and that card's gonna be a game changer for pure.
You thought Eclipse was a game changer. Oh my goodness.
Tachyon is going to be amazing. But that's all we have. Thank you for tuning in. 2 bald spots.
Episode 1. They messed up.
I did mess it up. It's okay.
All right.
Like.
Aw.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.